This story is inspired by real events that illustrate the butterfly effect in chaos theory. The chaos theory. Butterfly affects the prescription. The prescription. A young doctor's first week. A rushed prescription. Wrong medication. A patient's health spirals. His wife misses work to care for him. She loses her job. Their son drops out of college. A car accident happens because of sleep deprivation. A truck driver swerves. A family of 4 dies. The doctor never connects the dots. 6 lives destroyed. All because of one prescription written in 30 seconds. This is medical error. This is the butterfly effect. Every day in America, doctors write millions of prescriptions. Most are correct. Some aren't. And the ones that aren't, they don't just harm the patient. They create ripples that spread far beyond the hospital walls. Touching lives the doctor will never see. Destroying families the doctor will never meet. This is the story of Dr. Emily Carson, 28 years old, fresh out of medical school, 1 week into her residency at Chicago Memorial Hospital. She's brilliant, dedicated, exhausted. She's also human, and humans make mistakes. This is the story of what happened when she made hers. This is the story of Robert Chen, 56, a high school math teacher who came in for a routine checkup and walked out with a prescription that would destroy his family and kill for strangers. Neither Emily nor Robert will ever know the full story, but the butterfly knows. The butterfly always knows. The prescription. Chicago, Illinois, September 12, 2024, 4:47 p.m. Dr. Emily Carson has been awake for 19 hours. She started her shift yesterday at midnight, part of the brutal residency schedule that every new doctor endures. She's seen 42 patients since then. Chest pains, broken bones, flu symptoms, panic attacks, an endless stream of human suffering that she's trying desperately to manage while staying on her feet. Her supervising physician, Dr. Martinez, is supposed to review her decisions, but he's overwhelmed too, pulled in 12 directions, trusting that Emily knows what she's doing. She does, mostly, but she's so tired that her hands shake when she writes. Her vision blurs when she reads charts. And when Robert Chen walks into exam room 7 complaining of high blood pressure and occasional chest tightness, Emily is running on fumes. Robert is a nice man, 56 years old, soft-spoken, worried. He teaches algebra at a public high school on the south side. He's been dealing with hypertension for years, managed with medication, but lately his numbers have been creeping up. His regular doctor retired last month, and he's here for a refill and a checkup. Emily takes his vitals. Blood pressure is 160/95, higher than it should be. She reviews his chart on the computer. He's been taking lisinopril, a common ACE inhibitor, standard treatment, but Emily, in her exhausted state, misreads the dosage. She thinks he's on 10 milligrams. He's actually on 20 milligrams. She decides to prescribe a beta blocker to add to his regimen. She types quickly, too quickly. She selects propranolol from the drop-down menu, but her finger slips. She clicks metoprolol instead. Similar drug, same class, but wrong for Robert. Robert has a history of asthma, clearly noted in his chart. Metoprolol can trigger severe bronchospasm in asthma patients. It's contraindicated. Emily knows this. She learned it in medical school. But she's not thinking clearly. She's on autopilot. She prints the prescription, hands it to Robert, tells him to take it twice daily, and sends him on his way. The whole appointment takes 11 minutes. Robert thanks her. Emily moves on to patient 43. She forgets about Robert Chen the moment he walks out the door. Robert fills the prescription at Walgreens on his way home. The pharmacist, overwhelmed and understaffed, doesn't catch the error either. Robert starts taking the medication that night. Within 3 days, he feels off, short of breath, wheezing. He assumes it's a cold. By day 5, he wakes up gasping for air. His wife, Linda, 54, a manager at a Target store, rushes him to the ER. Different hospital, different doctors. They stabilize him, diagnose acute asthma exacerbation, give him steroids and a nebulizer, send him home. No one checks his prescriptions against his chart. No one realizes the beta blocker is the cause. Robert keeps taking it. A week later, he's back in the ER. Worse, this time they admit him. 3 days in the hospital. More tests. more medications. They finally notice the metoprolol and tell him to stop it immediately. But the damage is done. His asthma is now chronic and severe. He can't work. Standing in front of a classroom for 6 hours, talking, writing on the board, it's impossible now. He's too short of breath, too weak. The school puts him on medical leave. No pay after the first 2 weeks. Linda is terrified. Robert's health insurance is through the school. If he loses his job, they lose coverage. And the medical bills are already piling up. 2-hour visits, a 3-day hospital stay, an inhaler that costs $400 a month, even with insurance. Linda starts missing work to take Robert to appointments, to pick up medications, to care for him when he has breathing episodes. Her boss at Target is understanding at first. But after 3 weeks of missed shifts and late arrivals, the patience runs out. Corporate policy is clear. Too many absences, even with reasons, lead to termination. On October 15th, Linda is called into the office. "We're sorry, but we have to let you go." She's been with Target for 12 years. She walks out with a severance check that will last 1 month. Now neither of them is working. Their savings are draining fast. Their son, Jason, 19, is a sophomore at DePaul University, pre-med. He's on partial scholarship, but they still pay $15,000 a year out of pocket. Without their income, they can't afford it. Jason gets the call from his mom. "We need you to come home. We can't pay for school right now." Jason is devastated, but he understands. He withdraws from DePaul in early November. Jason moves back home to help. He gets a job at a warehouse in Cicero, working night shifts, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., loading trucks. The pay is $16 an hour. It's not much, but it helps. He's exhausted all the time. No sleep schedule, no routine. Just work, sleep a few hours, wake up, repeat. His body isn't used to it. One night in late November, Jason is driving home from his shift at 6:30 a.m. He's been awake for 23 hours. The sun is barely up. Traffic on I-90 is light. Jason's eyes are heavy. He blinks. His head nods forward. Just for a second. Just 1 second. But that's enough. His Toyota Camry drifts into the next lane. He jerks awake, overcorrects, swerves hard to the right. A semi-truck behind him has to brake suddenly to avoid hitting him. The truck driver, awake and alert, handles it well. But the car behind the truck doesn't. It's a Honda Accord. A family of 4. Parents in front. 2 kids in the back, ages 6 and 9. The driver of the Accord doesn't see Jason's car, only sees the truck braking. He slams his brakes, but he's going 70. The Accord skids, loses control, spins across 2 lanes, and slams into the concrete barrier. The impact is catastrophic. Both parents killed instantly. The 2 kids survive, but with traumatic injuries. Broken bones, internal bleeding. One will never walk again. Jason doesn't know any of this happened behind him. He steadies his car, heart pounding, and keeps driving home. He never looks in the rearview mirror. He never sees the wreckage. The accident is all over the news that evening. 4-car pileup on I-90. 2 dead, 2 children critical. The truck driver is interviewed. He says a silver Camry swerved suddenly and caused the whole thing. But the Camry is long gone. No one got the license plate. Jason watches the news that night while eating dinner. He sees the story, feels a sick twist in his stomach, but he pushes it away. "It wasn't me," I corrected. "I didn't crash." He never tells anyone. He never reports it. And the family of 4. They'll never know that their parents died because a kid was exhausted from working nights to help pay bills, because his mom lost her job, because his dad got sick, because a doctor prescribed the wrong medication, because she was too tired to double check. 6 degrees of separation. All invisible. All connected. Dr. Emily Carson never hears about Robert Chen again. She doesn't know he was hospitalized. She doesn't know Linda lost her job. She doesn't know Jason withdrew from college. She doesn't know about the accident on I-90. She's still working at Chicago Memorial. Still exhausted. Still seeing 40 patients a shift. 3 months later, in December, she's reviewing cases with Dr. Martinez as part of her residency training. He pulls up a malpractice report. This one's a teaching moment. A resident at another hospital prescribed metoprolol to an asthma patient, ended up in the ICU. Classic contraindication miss. Emily's stomach drops. She remembers Robert Chen, the math teacher. High blood pressure. She prescribed him a beta blocker. Was it metoprolol? She can't remember. She pulls up her old case files that night. Searches for Robert Chen. Finds his chart. And there it is. Metoprolol. Prescribed by her. Contraindicated. She feels the blood drain from her face. She checks the follow-up notes. None. He never came back to Chicago Memorial. She doesn't know what happened to him after that. Emily spirals. She can't sleep. She keeps replaying that day. How tired she was. How she rushed. How she didn't double-check. She thinks about reporting herself, but she's terrified. If the hospital finds out, her residency could be terminated. Her career could be over before it starts. She tells herself it probably wasn't that bad. Maybe he stopped taking it. Maybe he's fine. She doesn't follow up. She doesn't call him. She just buries it and moves on, because that's what you do when you can't face the truth. Meanwhile, Robert Chen is still at home, still unable to work, still on multiple inhalers, his lungs permanently damaged. Linda is working 2 part-time jobs now, barely keeping the house. Jason is still at the warehouse, still exhausted, still driving home every morning on 4 hours of sleep, a ticking time bomb waiting to go off again. And somewhere in Chicago, 2 children are growing up without parents, in wheelchairs and foster care, because of a chain of events that started with 30 seconds of inattention in exam room 7. This is the prescription. This is the error. This is the butterfly effect. 1 tired doctor, 1 wrong medication, 1 patient's health destroyed, 1 family's income gone, 1 son's future derailed, 1 moment of exhausted driving, 4 strangers dead, and none of them, not Emily, not Robert, not Linda, not Jason, will ever see the full picture. Because the chains are invisible, the connections are hidden, and the butterfly's wings, they flap in silence.